Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know who holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives.
We're on 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Now concerning the thing whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman, nevertheless to avoid fornication. Let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due diligence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife have not power over her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except to be with consent for a time, that it may give yourself to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your inconsistency. But I speak this by position and not of commandment. For I would that all men were even as myself, but every man hath his proper gift of God, one after this manner, and another after that manner. I say therefore to the unmarried and widowed, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. Now, he used to be married, but he got a divorce. All right. And unto the married, I commanded, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband. And let not the husband put away his wife. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brethren hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which has a husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. So in other words, if one does and the other one don't leave. Pray for them. Convince them that, there is a God, and try to show them. And you can only do that through love and fasting and praying for them. Let's see. And also, now this would be after you get married, but now before you get married, don't be unequally yoked. In other words, don't marry the guy if he does not believe like you do. Okay? For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God had called us to peace. But what knowest thou, a wife? Neither thou shalt save thy husband. Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? But as God hath distributed every man, as the Lord hath called every one, so let him walk. And so ordered I in all churches. If any man calleth being circumcised, let him not become uncircumcised. For many called in uncircumcision, let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcised is nothing, but the keeper of the commandment of God, that every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called. Alright, I got a baby over there feeding herself and talking. Uh-oh, she's not going to be happy. Okay. Art thou called being a servant? Care not for it, but if thou mayest be made free, use it rather. Alright, for he that is called in the name, in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord's free man. Likewise also he that is called being free is Christ's servant. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servant of men. There's a lot of people that say, I'm a Christian, but yet they're serving a men. And that's not a good thing. You ought to be a servant of God, not a man. Brethren, let every man wherein he is called therein abide with God. For now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, yet I give my judgment as one that hath ordained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress. I say that is good for a man so to be. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosened. Art thou loosened from a wife? Seek not a wife. He's saying you're probably better off without a wife. And a woman is better off without a man. Boy, I tell you what, I wish we knew that right here years ago. But I wouldn't take Rick for nothing in the world. Anyway, that's cool. But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, and remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not. So in other words, if you buy a woman, yes, back then they bought women. Pretend like you didn't even buy her. Alright. And they that use this world is not abuse it, for the fashion of this world passes away. Now we know that. I mean, look what kind of fashion they had last year, and look what they got this year. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belongs to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. Now, I have to agree with that. Most women are always caring about what they have in the kitchen, what their clothes look like, what their purse look like. They have to have a Louis Vuitton. To me, no. He has to work his butt off to get what she wants, and that's not fair to neither one of them. All right. There is difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman cares for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in the body and in spirit. But she that is married cares for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. Now, this I speak for your own profit, Not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is commonly, and what ye may obtain upon the Lord without destruction. But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncommonly towards his virgin, and she passes the flower of her age, and needs so require, let him do what he will, he sinneth not. Let them marry. Nevertheless, he that standeth steadfast in his heart have no necessary, but have power over his own will, and have no degree in his heart that he will keep his virgin doeth well. So then he that giveth her in marriage doeth well, but he that giveth her not in marriage doeth better. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. But she is happier if she so abide after my judgment. And I think also that I have the Spirit of God. Alright, we're on chapter 8. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffed up, but charity edifieth. Now, charity means to be able to give and to love. Okay? And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. But if any man love God, the same is known of him. As concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other than God but one. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many, and lords many, but to us there is but one God, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord Jesus Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him. Howbeit, there is not every man that knowledge, for some with consciousness of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto idols, and their consciences being weak is defiled. Now you could be defiled by doing this. But meat cometh us not to God, for neither if we eat we are better, neither if we eat not we are the worse. But take heed lest any man means his liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. For if any man see thee with which hath knowledge set at meat in the idol's temple, shall not the consciousness of him which is weak be in boldness to eat those things which are offered to idols? And and through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish for whom Christ died. But when ye sin so against the brethren, and wound their weak consciousness, ye sin against Christ. Wherefore, if meat make my brother to offend, I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother to offend. Alright, so if you feel like somebody don't want to eat meat and all, don't let it bother you. But it doesn't matter if you do eat meat. Just try not to eat it to the idols. What's the matter?
She's out.
Oh, okay. I'll see y'all next time. If you would like to donate to Poor Man's Sewing, come down here to Poor Man's Sewing. Then come up here and look for About. And right here you can donate to the channel. And every donation is really appreciated. We thank you very much, and I hope you have a blessed day.